What's up you guys, it's YGO here, and in this video we're going to talk about some decks. I'm going to give you 10 decks so we're going to be actually good again or relevant again, or we're going to get a resurgent after the Link summoning is released in the TCG. So first off, before we actually are going into the video and talk about all these decks, I want to thank everybody for 150 subscribers. It means a lot to me that it actually is coming something back to me, like people following me, commenting, watching the videos, liking the videos. So yeah, I want to give you guys a big thank you for all of that. So without further ado, just let's go into the video, right? So the first deck that I'm going to say, and I'm actually going to try to make this deck go from a top, 10 perspective. So the first deck that I'm going to be showing is going to probably be one of the best decks until the end. The last deck is pretty much going to be the worst deck. Well, worst is actually a wrong name, but yeah. Well, I'm going to give you my opinion of the Link summoning mechanic first. So I think that the Link summoning mechanic is actually needed. I'm not 100% fan of the Link monsters itself, but I do like the fact that they put the pendulum zones, the scale zones inside of the spells and trap cards, because it was actually like, I always think that it was stupid, because then actually if you were playing against like a pendulum based deck, your opponent could actually play 7 traps or 7 spells, which I believe wasn't really fair, and I think it's actually a lot better now, including those zones into the spell and trap card zone of your opponent is actually a lot better. And I do also think that with those Link monsters and with the new mechanic coming along, that super spammy or super strong decks that really rely on the extra deck are getting a bit nerfed, which is a lot better for other decks. So now to get into the decks itself, I think the best deck post Link summoning is probably going to be a Cosmo deck, or maybe a Cosmo variant deck, because Cosmo doesn't really on itself purely, it doesn't really rely on the extra deck at all, and it's super strong and super consistent on itself. So yeah, that's why I'm putting him at 1. We even see like Zodiac Cosmo or stuff like that, or Fire King Cosmo are still topping even in today's meta. And just imagine it with like after that, post the Link summoning mechanic, like things like Zodiac and Invoked are pretty much going to get a big hit, and I think Cosmo is going to get a stronger. It's going to get stronger after the Link summoning at all. So I think Cosmo is one of the best decks, and the second best deck is pretty much going to be Monarchs. I'm 100% sure of it. Yeah, you can call me that Monarch fanboy again, but I'm just 100% sure. If you just think about it, ask everyone what's going to be one of the best decks, and everybody will say Monarch, because Monarch do not rely on an extra deck at all, so they will not get hit by the Link summoning mechanic at all. And even in this current meta, it's same with Cosmos, it's still topping here and there. It's not the best deck, and I'm not going to say that Monarch is still the best deck at the moment, but the domain lock is pretty powerful, and it's going to get a lot more powerful in next format, because like either way, if you're actually if you're playing an extra deck post Link summoning and we lock out that extra deck, there's going to be a lot of dead cards and a lot less outs. Maybe I sound like a complete idiot, but it's hard for me to translate to English what I actually mean. It's kind of hard to explain, but they're just going to be a lot stronger, because they will not get affected by the Link summoning mechanic at all, while decks who are topping right now, Zodiacs, Metal Foes, stuff like that, they are going to be impacted by the Link mechanic thingy, and Monarch is still going to have the same power, so they're eventually getting a bit stronger. So yeah, next deck, Mermails. Mermails will always be, will be a strong deck post Link format, because they don't rely on an extra deck. They can just OTK their opponent without even using anything from the extra deck. So therefore, I think that Mermails are actually also a really good deck. The first 4 decks that I'm showing right now are pretty much, they're evenly strong in my opinion. So there's not really number 1, 2, 3, 4. They're evenly strong. So Cosmo, Monarchs, Mermail, for me they're the same strength. And the next deck I think is going to be a lot stronger, because it has a big impact already on the meta. the next deck, right? So, okay, so it has a big impact on the current meta, and with Link Summoning being released, then I think it's even going to be stronger, which is going to be Barrier Statue, Fossil Dyna, Stunny One. So yeah, the deck is even going to get stronger, because if your opponent cannot special summon, there is going to be a big problem, because in my opinion, after Link Summoning is released, you will see a lot more field spamming decks. Like I just said, Cosmo Mermails are kind of like an OTK deck, and they spam the field, and if you stop your opponent from special summoning, you're taking away like their whole deck. So I believe that even with Link Summoning released, that this deck is going to be even stronger. So everybody should expect Fossil Dynas to go up in price a lot, because yeah, prepare yourself. Barrier Statue is going to be a big play, a highly played deck after the Link Summoning is released. The next deck, Chainburn. Chainburn is a really good deck, even in today's meta right now. But I'm also thinking, like, when Link Summoning is released, this deck is going to see a lot more play. Like, it's already seeing a lot of play in the current meta, but there's kind of like easy outs and stuff like that. While I think after Link Summoning that the side deck is going to be looking a tad bit different than it is now, so yeah, that's what I think at least. The next deck is Blue Eyes together with Dark Magicians. Blue Eyes and Dark Magicians, two both team decks, and Dark Magician got a lot of support lately. Blue Eyes already had all their support, and yeah, I think those two decks are really going to be strong, because they don't really rely on the extra deck as well, and they're still strong. Like, sometimes, well, Blue Eyes is not being played that much, because the people who were actually playing Blue Eyes like 3 or 4 months ago were meta gags, like I call them. Meta heads, meta gags, I don't care how you call them. And they were just like, okay, we just want to play the best meta deck right now. And Blue Eyes was a really good meta deck, and therefore I think, because it doesn't really rely on the extra deck, that it's going to get, well, it's going to be played a lot more after Link Summoning. So yeah, if you want to make some money, just buy Blue Eyes shit, buy alternate White Dragon shit, buy Sages. I'm 100% sure they're going to go up in price post-Link Summoning more format, so yeah. So as I said, same with Dark Magician. Dark Magician is also being played a lot more. And damn, I was playing against one yesterday, and he always got into that field spell. Sacred Village of the Spellcaster or something like that. Damn, son, that card wrecks yours. Oh, damn, I hated it so much. I can't curse too much because my video will be taken down from YouTube. But just think about it, like, if you actually manage to get this Secret Village of the Spellcasters on the field with your board made, damn, that's going to be hard without an extra deck to beat, or with a very, very, very slow extra deck to beat. So yeah, next deck is going to be Darklords. Darklords is actually a really easy deck to play, and I don't understand why, but it's still so freaking expensive. Why is XL still a $30 card? I don't know, because, oh my god, I don't see Darklords being played. No, never. They are not being played, and still that deck is kinda expensive, man. I remember like 3 months ago I was looking at XL, and she was at $60 fucking dollars. The deck wasn't played. It never won a regional, it never won a YCS, it never won a big tournament like I call tier 1 or tier 0 tournament. They never did, they did nothing, and still the card was so freaking expensive. I don't understand, but I hope that XL is going to get a lot more, well, a lot easier to get, so maybe a reprint or something like that, and the deck will be, well, played a lot more, because post-Link Summoning, I do think that this deck is going to get a lot of strength, because it's pretty much a bit like Mermails. I would kind of compare it to Mermails, like a dark version of the Mermail deck, because it also spams. It just spams the field with big beaters and then wrecks your opponent's shit. So yeah, the next deck that I want to share with you guys are your Senjus, and your Senjus is going to be, well, I was actually having some doubts if I should not put your Senjus somewhere near Cosmo and Monarch and Mermail, because your Senjus are actually going to be a really strong deck. I don't know if you, well, yeah, just believe me when I say that your Senju is going to be a strong deck. It's weird to explain, but they are going to be strong. So yeah, and then the last deck that I wanted to share you guys are Cubics. Also, one of the better OTK decks that there is. And yeah, I know Fluffballs is actually a more consistent OTK deck, but as I said, with the extra deck going with, oh god damn, my English is bad today. When your opponent is going to have trouble getting things out of their extra deck, Crimson Nova doesn't have that issue, because he just needs to have 3 other Cubic cards in your hand to get him out, and then you're set to go for the OTK. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to explain all these decks in depth. If you play the deck and you're actually happy to hear the name that I called, you know what the deck does. And if you don't know, you can search it. It's easy to find. So I think the best deck post Link Summoning is going to be Cosmo, then Monarchs, then Mermail, then Barrier Statue Stun, then Chain Burn, then Blue Eyes, then Dark Magician, then Darklord, Usain Juice, and as last, Cubics. So yeah guys, that's pretty much it. If you want to have a new Cubic updated deck profile on the channel, like the video, smash that like button, comment it in the comment section below, and if you have any questions, post them also below. I try to answer everything as much as I can, but sometimes it doesn't work out the way I want it to work out, and I forget about the channel, and then the day after that I was like, oh, let's make a new video, and it doesn't work out, and I stop. I don't upload it. Yeah, but that's about it guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked the video and learned something, please don't forget to smash the like button, comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and keep supporting us. And yet again, I want to thank everybody for 150 subscribers to the channel. Let's keep on growing, man. Yu-Gi-Oh! Box, signing off.